offer a little self-regulation technique and a way to support the nervous system and moving into more of that rest and reset, especially when the nervous system is really agitated or even when we're in a state of freeze. This can be a great practice for supporting us moving into more of a relaxed state, and also even coming out of freeze when we work with movement of the eyes. So this is how the setup is. It's 3 straps that are all latched together. So you want to have it nice and long, and then you're going to have a block right in between one of the loops. Okay, so you want to use it's better to use a block that is soft rather than like a wooden block, but you can use a wooden block. And then I'm going to just open my door, and I'm going to place this right in the center of the door with the block on the other side, and the strap is going to be right in the center. Okay, so I'm going to put that over. I want to do it low enough so that it comes where it's not going to knock into the top of the door. And then I'm going to close the door and lock the door. You want to be sure that the door is really stable, so when you open or when you pull on the strap, the door doesn't open and release. So you want to be sure that there's a lot of stability there. So this is the way it's going to set up, and on the bottom of the strap, it's looped with a loop, and this is where we're going to do our neck traction. Part of what happens with the neck traction, we have a lot of tension in the occipital ridge or around the eyes. That can cause headaches, and it just can cause the nervous system to feel in a constant state of like there's some type of threat when we have that tension in the eyes and in the neck and in the occipital ridge. So it can release tension in the neck, it can release tension in the head, it can even relieve tension headaches. And then we're going to work with the eyes to move out of that freeze state when we come down onto the mat. So now that we have the strap set up, we're going to go ahead and do the neck traction. So I'm going to take the loop of the strap, and I'm going to just scoot myself forward a little bit. I'm going to take the strap right onto just below the occipital ridge, where I feel like I am supported by the strap, like it's holding my neck, it's not over my ears. And then I'm just going to start to move myself forward a little bit and get a little traction of my neck. So just moving forward until I feel like it's kind of tractioning, but that it's also holding and supporting so my head's not falling out. And then I'm just going to allow the hands to come down, and I'm just going to allow the support of that strap to hold my head up. Let the knees come together, maybe walk the feet further apart so you're in more of a constructive rest position. And just let yourself feel into the feeling of being supported. So often when we feel stressed, when we feel tension, we feel the sense of burden, we feel the sense of having to carry the weight of the world, and that can cause a lot of tension in the upper body, in the neck, in the back of the head, and in the behind the eye sockets. So just let yourself feel supported. Allow yourself to feel into letting something else support and hold your head up for you. Feel into that felt sense of support. Now, before we close the eyes completely, we're just going to work with movement of the eyes. So if this gets agitating or it makes your nervous system feel uneasy, then I would just encourage you to stop and just let the eyes close and feel the support of the traction. But we can work with letting our eyes move slowly over to the right, kind of looking out of the right side as far as they'll go without straining, and just let them be there for about 15 to 20 seconds. So you can count. And just continue to breathe as you're here. You might notice a sigh, you might notice a yawn, you might notice some kind of settling happening in the nervous system, so just allow that. And then you're going to come back to the center and just orient to the center, maybe looking up towards the ceiling in the direction of where your nose is pointing. And then allow the eyes to look over to the left side as far as they'll go. And then you're going to count to about 15 or 20, whatever works for you. So when we are in that state of freeze or that feeling of collapse or being stuck, Oftentimes we have this very fixated gaze and this feeling of not having choice, this feeling of, and then come back to the center, this feeling of not having self-agency. So we're just letting the eyes look around and letting the eyes move so there's not that rigidity in the eyes. So you can try that again, maybe do that 2 more times if that feels comfortable for you on both sides, or you can just allow the eyes to close and allow yourself to feel supported here. And just stay in that traction for as long as you want, but I'm going to show you how to come out of the traction safely so that you re-engage those muscles in your neck. So you're just going to take your hands to the outsides of the sides of the temples, and you're just going to press the right side of the temple into the right hand, press the right hand into the temple, relax, and then do it on the other side on the left. You're going to do that 3 times on each side. Just re-engaging those muscles because they've kind of relaxed and there's that feeling of traction there. Now we're going to take the hand onto the forehead, press the forehead into the hand into the forehead, and relax. And do that 2 more times. And 1 more time. Good. And then you're just going to hold your head up with your hand, lift the strap up, let the head come down onto the mat, and then just take a moment to feel into and notice the resonating effect of that. And notice if there's any sigh or yawn or any kind of settling or movement that's happening in the nervous system. And just stay there as long as feels comfortable for you. So I hope that's helpful in maybe releasing some tension or helping you to move a little out of that state of rigidity or feeling a sense of being stuck in your nervous system. Shanti.